A very warm welcome to 2024, the year of the Lord. We are happy that you are able to join us for this broadcast. My name is Eugene Walusiku, Acting Senior Productivity and Quality Improvement Officer within the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, Department of National Productivity. We have a special guest for you to get things started in 2024 on a very powered note. She needs no introduction, but I could very easily say SBM, and that would be the full introduction in itself. But because I know some of you may not have been come across her work, I would like to maybe just by way of a short intro, give a brief background for our guest speaker this morning. Dr. Syvia B Mwansa is the co-founder of SBM Consultants and coaching. She holds a doctorate in business administration from Binary University of Management and Entrepreneurship, a master of business administration international from Edith Cowan University, Australia, and she is a philanthropist. Her unique value proposition is that she is an organizer, effective and efficient communicator who believes bringing out positive attributes in self and others with a total belief that there is enough for everyone. Now, enough for everyone, and which speaks directly to our topic for today, mindset change, a key driver to productivity growth. You may want to know that she's been nicknamed Sunshine because of her happy character, and she's been an entrepreneur for more than 3 decades. As I said before, she's the founder and CEO of SBM Investment Limited, which was officially established in 1994. And it has enabled her to be a leader in the fashion industry with numerous pursuits, including dressing presidents. You may know, some of you know the famous KK Safari suits that our former late president, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, used to wear. She's also dressed first ladies and VVIPs. A little bit more is that she's passionate about etiquette and teaches it in those who are in public office and also for personal growth. Her business portfolio extends printing, advertising solutions, and in addition to consulting. Dr. Mwansa is passionate also about women empowerment in leadership, the area where she practices a lot of philanthropy work, networking for success, and is an active change agent. She has achieved many firsts in the world of women, the first woman of color to be a lead as president in Ladies Circle International. That is Romania in 2004, in 2005, Icelander, the Netherlands in 2006, Estonia in 2007, and she was made a life member in appreciation to her work. The first also, a woman as Zambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry Vice President in charge of Commerce and Trade, a member of the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators, CIARB, a fellow of the Institute of Directors, and an award winner of the Outstanding Directors Award. A lifelong learner and teacher at heart, she has mentored many young men and women in business and life skills. She has been honored as the Distinguished Woman Award with the Distinguished Woman Award by the United Nations Global Women's Foundation. I can go on and on, but maybe in just wrapping it up, I would just like to say SBM, as she's also known, is an entrepreneur in residence at the Lancaster University in the UK. She's also the founder for Agora International in Zambia. She's a forerunner to the Ladies Circle International. She's an international distributor of the Junice Global Beauty and Wellness products that has changed her life in the world of wellness, especially for her son with sickle cell. On behalf of the Zambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry, our guest speaker is the Executive Council of the Great Lakes Region, Private Sector Forum for Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and she's one of the women in leadership listed in the published books of the Zambian Women Celebrated. Her long feat of accomplishments cannot be, I think, exhausted in one podcast, but I think the most important one that I'd like to share, I think, with you, our distinguished viewers this morning, is that in her quest for change, she expects and looks forward to, Syvia has created the Mindset Change Management Tool, My Process to Mindset Change program for effective, efficient personal time management, retirement preparedness, succession planning, as well as internal and external customer service. Together with the Process to Mindset Change Success Planner, she is also very proud to be the brand owner of the patented tool under the SPM Consultancy and Coaching Services, which is a tool waiting to be exploited by those who believe in change. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege and singular honor this morning to welcome our guest speaker, Dr. Syvia Mwansa, on the show today to discuss the topic, Mindset Change, a Driver to Productivity Growth. Dr. Mwansa, welcome to the show. I believe your mic is still muted. If you could just unmute your mic.
Oh, sorry. I was saying thank you so much for welcoming me on the second day of the year to speak about the things that I'm passionate about. And I'm so happy to be here. And I'd just like to have a moment to just tell everyone to share, the link where they are speaking from. I'm very, but for me here, I'm still live. Okay, here we are.
Oh, yeah, great.
I'm very, very happy to be here. And thank you so much, Eugene, for the introduction. I was sitting back here and I was saying, oh, wow, that's really something that people would know you and share your, and acknowledge that these are the things that have happened in your life. And I'm so grateful that I've been able to do all these things in the midst of everything else. And I'm sure most people who know me, they know me of the fashion of being a fashion person. But here I am doing my passion, which is mindset change. And I'm so happy to be speaking with everyone this morning. And so as we dive through there, I don't know if you've managed to open the presentation so that we could be able to just dive through. And I hope that you can just make the presentation bigger so that I'll be able to speak to it as we go in this presentation for today. So as we stand here, the presentation is basically around productivity. The presentation is around productivity, so that we'll be able to share the topic for today, which is productivity in terms of mindset change, which equals to the productivity that we want. So the content for this morning is that I will introduce the vision and purpose, which I have had for several years. And I'll also talking mindset change as driver of productivity. I'll also talk about practical illustration of the wheel of life, which is what we are here for. And also we'll talk about mindset change process, which is aligned to values and principles. Those that coming here for the very first time, we have been hearing productivity. You cannot have productivity if your values and principles are in question, or if your mindset is in question. So these are some of the things that we really need to pay attention to, so that we are able to manage ourselves. Then we'll speak about call to action, so that we'll be able to manage everything that is around us. So in the introduction, I don't know what's going on with the presentation, but we go along. I hope I can be able to get my own notes from here, but never mind, we go on. In my introduction, as I've been introduced, I've got a vision and purpose. And this vision and purpose is basically how I drive myself. And in my life, I've always wanted to see things changing for all, a better world to live in, where everybody at their own level is living in abundance and in wellness, prosperity, values, and principles. This is what I believe in. I also began to search for practical ways of achieving this desire, so that many people can be in my vision and purpose. I also discovered that change does not just happen. One has to choose to challenge it, because change is a huge thing. One has to choose to challenge it. And as you challenge that, because it is a well-known fact that change will come, whether one liked or embraced it or not. And change is the only thing that is constant. So if we are able to actually live, by that constant well-being, then we are on the way to being productive. And in my vision and purpose, I also discovered that change did not happen with the other person, but change starts here. Change starts with me. If change starts with me, I'm the only one who can do something about it. I believe in my social scientist, Paul J. Meyer, who said, whatever you vividly imagine, ardently desire, and enthusiastically pursue or act on with unwavering focus and relentless determination, you can wholeheartedly and absolutely achieve it. This has been my drive for so many years, and I've believed in this drive because Paul J. Meyer is the social scientist that I've studied since 1994, and I've really used his tools to manage myself, manage time, and manage everything that is around me through the 6 areas of life. I also know that everyone desires success. Everyone desires success. But sometimes this success, doesn't come because we are not following a system, or we don't want to date our hands to get that success. And this is so that when many of us are willing to ride the journey or the process to success, this is one thing of being productive. If we're able to go with the journey and we're able to really thrive ourselves in that and prepare our journey with all the tools that we need, we would be able to get there. So this is why for every day that comes, I am doing something that takes me closer to the change I want to see. And I want to repeat this. Every day when I wake up, this is why I'm called sunshine, because every day when I wake up and I see the sun, I know that I'm getting closer to the change that I want in my life. Many of us want to see change through others, but for me, I'm taking a deliberate move to make sure that the change that I want is what I practice. So I'm very passionate about continuous learning, what I want to learn, and how I want to to learn it. If we can read that, we will need to do like in a slideshow, so that I don't have the other slides on the side, so I can be able to see the the words, because then they are too small like this. I can't see them. But I will use my my knowledge. So I'm very, very careful about what skill do I need. And these are the soft skills, because education, we all have a lot of education. We've all gone through a lot of schoolwork. And for me, up to a doctorate is not even something that sometimes you don't even use those, but I have used the soft skills that I've learned through my interactions with people, through the networks, through the experiences that I get all the time. So I'm very, very passionate about what skill I need. If I don't have it, I go ahead and learn it. How I communicate, I'm very, very practical about how I communicate. I pay attention to how I communicate. I even tell the people that come on the mindset change process that sometimes, because you want to communicate, somebody sends you a very nice message asking you to do something, then you just answer noted. That's not good communication. You have to say, I have noted what you have said, I will be available, or I'm not going to be available, because you've come the day people said noted, there's no one who's showing up, but they said they have noted. What have you noted? So that's not good communication. Maybe those ones that are listening to me today, you might as well stop using the noted and it ends there. You have to take, what action are you going to take? So then your noted is somebody knows and ticks you off. They have made other SVP. The noted means they are coming, or they are not able to come, or they will be delayed. So you find on the day, that's when they start to explain, no, I was not able to. I saw your message, but I was not able to, because you didn't actually specify what you needed to do when you said you're noted. So I know how to communicate. I know how to present myself, creating my SBM brand, seeking opportunities, and finally how I balance or nurture my wheel of life in the 6 areas of life. And these 6 areas of life, as I learned from Paul J. Meyer, is family and home, mental and education, financial and career, physical and health, spiritual and ethical, and social and cultural. So these are the things, but I just want to emphasize, the vision. Allow me to emphasize this, that the things taught at school prepare individuals for work. The things that are taught at school prepare individuals for work. However, the things that we learn out of our travels, the experiences, when we meet people and learn to change and adapt, these are the forever changing, in the forever changing world. We can do this. How can we do this? Is by wanting success. How can we be able to achieve success? When we take action, we can only be able to achieve success when we take action. When we take action, we are very, very, in tandem in that space where we say, I'll take action so that I can be able to achieve the mindset and claim from the universe what I want. And it's easy when we believe in the law of attraction. Every time that we are talking about something, that is what comes in our face. Sometimes you wonder, you're thinking of someone and then they show up because you've been attracting them. So this is why we also have to be careful in the things that we think about, in the things that we want to do, and also in the way we want to do them. And we can do this through mindset change, which is the driver to productivity. The two, by process to mindset change, equals to be, and this is the two to mindset change, which is to be effective, efficient, manage personal time. It deals with retirement preparedness. It deals with succession planning. It also deals with customer service, both internal and external. The internal are the people that we work with. The external are the people that are outside, whom we actually speak to about the things that are in our time. So when we speak of mindset change as a driver to productivity, what are we saying? When we speak to mindset change as a driver to productivity, what are we saying? We are saying mindset change refers to the shift or transformation in an individual's mental attitudes, beliefs, and perceptions. We are saying when it comes to productivity, having a having a positive and growth mindset or growth-oriented mindset can significantly drive and enhance one's productivity levels. And also, a mindset change can lead to increased productivity in several ways. One of them is it helps individuals develop a proactive and solution-based or solution-oriented approach towards their work. This is actually, because we always have this thing about us, which is leading to nowhere. But when you've got a mindset that is not complaining, but when something has been said, and I know this is even when in the background when we are discussing, this year, the president has declared it a growth year. So how are we going to grow? We are only going to grow when we shift our mindset to the things that are coming, on our plate. So when you have a growth-oriented approach towards work, instead of focusing on obstacles or limitations, a growth mindset encourages individuals to see challenges as opportunities. Even in all the things that we do, there have been a lot of challenges in everyone's life. But if we don't see opportunities, challenges turned into opportunities is a growth mindset. But if we always just dwell on challenges, then we are just left behind. So this mentality can lead to increased motivation. And this motivation is not motivation from another person. It's personal motivation. It leads to creativity and perseverance, all of which are important drivers of productivity. Secondly, a mindset change can impact individuals' belief system about their abilities and potential. With a fixed mindset, individuals may believe that their intelligence, their skills or talent are fixed traits that cannot be developed or improved, because that is what it is that, and this is a very big situation. Even when we have people coming in, they are doctors, they are professors, they are what, sometimes the mindset that they are portraying is such that they are not able to portray, that mindset, which is a growth mindset, because they come with this big knowledge where there's absolutely no space for new learning, and that is dangerous, for a growth mindset. A growth mindset of individuals believe that, when you have that, it means that you are not going to grow. So we have to make sure that we have got daily action plans, so that even if we have got this huge, education around us, we could be able to have, work plans for our daily things. So this mindset fosters a willingness to embrace challenges, take risks, and continuously learn, how to improve and learn and improve, ultimately boosting productivity lifestyle. So mindset change as a driver of change, lastly, tells us that change can influence individuals' attitudes towards failure and setbacks. A fixed mindset often perceives failure as a reflection of personal incompetence, leading to avoidance of giving up. On the other hand, a growth mindset views failure as a valuable learning experience, an opportunity to gather feedback and make necessary adjustments. When I was actually researching on this subject, I was thinking that this resilient mindset encourages individuals to perceive good things, to adapt, and keep striving for success, ultimately, fueling productivity. But when we know all these things, I just want to just give you a summary of how nothing should be able to, to stop us. Because a mindset change can drive productivity by promoting a proactive and solution-oriented approach, enhancing belief system about one's abilities, and fostering resilience in the face of failures. We all fear failure. Why we fear failure is just because we don't want to experience, or we don't want to be laughed at, and we don't want things to happen. So let us look at what is stopping us from achieving, the success we want. What is stopping us from the success that we want, and what we need to do. So, for instance, we need to enhance an open mindset. We need to embrace an open mindset. We need to embrace, the national values and principles. This, you're going to be hearing us talking about it, so often, because without values and principles, we'll not be able to achieve what we want. We won't be able to be productive. And the Ministry of Labor and Social Security has been mandated, or is mandated, to make sure that people are productive, and people are going to be productive. This is why today, as the second day of the year, it really fits in so well to be talking about mindset change in terms of productivity, and adding on to it, for us to be able to do certain things, we need to have our value system correct and our principles, upright. When there is a, and I just want to say, when there is a cure that is going to cure you, take it. If you need to prevent the disease, take the vaccine. And I've related this mindset change to a vaccine. And in this vaccine, I am saying mindset change is like being in a disease environment. And you can take, say, for example, the way COVID came. We were all in this environment which had the disease that had come. And how did we manage? Is by talking about it, making sure that everyone who wanted to survive did obey some instructions. Wash hands, wear a mask, go take a vaccine to prevent you from getting diseases. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't even take that. Even if you've taken a vaccine, you're not going to have the disease if you don't pay attention to the activities that need to be enhanced in order for you to practice the hygiene, washing hands, simple things, washing hands, drink clean water, go get vaccinated, and wear a mask. If you don't need to go out, don't go out. Work from home. So working from home also developed some challenges, and this is what it is that we're talking about. So if we have to, to take mindset change, which every leader is talking about, we must be able to take this vaccine. So we are calling for all leaders or health practitioners, when they are calling for us or for people to go for for vaccination, take it, because that is one of the ways that we need to make sure that what we are talking about gets done. So people are unsure of whether or not to go for the vaccination. Why is it so? It's because they are not sure. But everyone is talking about this disease environment. Like now, there is cholera in the cholera outbreak. What are we saying? There is the pronouncement of go and be clean, clean your surroundings. So all these things are just meant for us to be aware and talk about it until we take action of the things that we want. So now that we will prompt you to make a decision, the environment that we are in prompts you to get the decision, so that you would be able to to manage this this decision that we have. So you may get a vaccine. So mindset change is like a vaccine. So go out there and get vaccinated. Go out and get the vaccine and believe you will not get sick, or believe your mindset is changed, so that vaccine is making everyone think about how they are now okay. So this vaccine, this mindset change process should be able to relate with everyone, so that if we want this result, let's be able to get the vaccine, so that you can keep healthy and enjoy good life. You need to put activities in place for daily successes. The vaccine in this process to mindset change is what we are talking about. There is process, which is the tool to success, creating a growth mindset that really is what we need. So the question is, are you willing to take this vaccine? Are you willing to start the change? Let's see those comments coming. Are you willing to take the vaccine? Are you willing? Are you the person that really wants this vaccine, and the vaccine has got no side effect? The only side effect is you are going to be directed. You are going to be directed. You are going to be reminded every day of the things that you want, because these things that you want are the things that really are making sure that you are who you want to be, and it can take on. When you've got things that are happening, even the other people that are within your area are there. And when we look at the what is preventing us to get the new knowledge, I got the illustration of 2 buckets, and these 2 buckets, one of them is full of knowledge. This bucket is full of knowledge, and when you look at the knowledge, and they have, it's like you've gone to school, you've gone to university, you've got higher studies, you're a doctor, you've done so many courses, like a lot of us have done so many courses. So we are full of knowledge. Even the upbringing that we had from our own homes is part of the knowledge that we get. So when we look at these 2 buckets, I think you can just stop the screen share, because I can't see anything there. I will be speaking in the background. So when you look at these 2 buckets, one is full of the knowledge, and if you again come with the ego that me, I am educated, I am this, change will not take place for you. But even if you are educated, you can pour in the sand. The sand is the small knowledge that we get. The sand is the small knowledge that we get, and once we get this small knowledge, it makes us enter into this environment where I can still learn. This is why we go for workshops. We are going for workshops because we are learning new knowledge. This new knowledge is giving us the, how to manage ourselves, so that we are able to get in the new knowledge, the sand. What we are doing right now, we are getting a new knowledge. It is the sand. Even if the sand is full, if you pour in water, it will still go in. The water will go in, and it will make sure that this is what it is that you are looking at. The water will seep in and it will evaporate, meaning you can still continuously learn about the things that you are learning. it will still, pass. But what we are talking about, when we really want to have this new knowledge, we are talking about the other things that really comes in our space, where we know that for sure, if I go and sit in that class, we take for granted, even, try correspondence sometimes. Correspondence needs discipline. But when we've got someone as a teacher in front of us, let's obey, because what they are telling us is researched, and you can always, they will tell you where to find additional information. They will tell you where to get this book. They will tell you where to get that and this. So this is actually why we are able to, to manage, several things that we are able to do. And I just want you to, to share, like, if you take a child's brain is clear, it's malleable, it's you can tell a child to do anything as they grow up. So it is us adults who are actually feeding in, the young people what we don't want them to learn by, not being open, or when you tell them this is not the thing, every time you're telling them you can't do this, you're useless, you're what. So they are getting, all these bad knowledge inside them. So even with the kids, I don't know what has happened for children of today. Like, I can give an example of my own grandchildren when they come here. By the way, I've got 9 of them. When they come here, they know that they cannot do this in mama's house. They can't, because of the value that is here, which their parents learned and they have transferred to them. They'll even go to an extent of saying, because I like them to have birthdays, here at our home. And when they come, or they want to do a sleepover and they want their friends to come, they will be saying, when you come to mama's house, you can't do this, like, stepping on the chairs, riding, being all over the place, on top of the cupboards, playing on the beds, playing on the chairs. They tell their friends, I don't even have to be the one to tell them. They tell them, you cannot do this in mama's house. You can't even do it in our house. But when we come to your house, we can do it, because they have seen when they go there, it's all and sundry. They accept those things. So it is us parents who need to make sure that the discipline that we grew up with, it's good discipline, let's transfer it to the others, because that's the only way that we can be used for us to be able to undergo that. And that is just us paying attention to new knowledge that we must do, so that once we are in those areas of need, we'll be able to actually do that. So the practical illustration of the wheel of life makes us know what we need to do. And this practical wheel of life is how to illustrate the unlearning of the things that we don't want and the learning of the things that we want. We have to first unlearn the things we don't want, so that we can have space for new knowledge. And once we have learned what we want, we have to make sure that we relearn the things that we want. And this is sometimes where the problem is. We unlearn everything, and then it is so difficult for us to relearn what we need. And then after we have relearned what we need, we have to pay attention to retaining the new knowledge. Once we retain the new knowledge, we are on the way to progress. We are on the way to shifting our mindset. And using the 2 buckets, like I said, the full one of knowledge, schooling, upbringing, compared to the malleable brain of a child, we have to learn to accommodate new things using the mindset change program. I say this because we have proven we've had a lot of people who have taken the vaccine of mindset change. And I'm so happy that actually we started with the honors when we launched it with the Office of the Vice President, Department of National Guidance and Religious excuse me. After we launched it, we had in there the acting PS from Ministry of Labor, and he really, he's actually the one who made me believe that this is exactly what we need, because he said that he tried one time to just say, I just want you to write for me the things that you have done in a day. So this too has got a place where to write your imperative action steps, your important action steps, who you are going to do the things with, and what time are you going to do that? And at the end of the day, you give yourself feedback. So these are the areas of where we need, to be able to manage, ourselves. So what are these things that we need? In our own space, we've got 24 hours. The 24 hours for us to manage everything that we need. These 24 hours, everyone has it. The president has 24 hours. Grandma has 24 hours. Young people, 24 hours. Everyone has got 24 hours. But the way we manage the 24 hours is what makes the difference. What makes the difference is these 24 hours is divided. When you go into our program, it's divided into 8 by 8 by 8, which means the first 8 hours, for example, we are in the Ministry of Labor today. So we use the Ministry of Labor example. The first 8 hours, without subtraction, goes to Ministry of Labor. The first 8 hours. The second 8 hours is for every individual to pursue their interests that give them value. Pursue your interests that give you value. And this 8 hours, you only have 4 hours productive, because the other 4 hours, we are using it for to wake up, go to brush your teeth, go to the toilet, go and have breakfast, shop for food, and the noise, today somebody's sick, there's a funeral, there's what. So you're utilizing those 4 hours for the noise and for things that you need to put on your plate. So the only productive hours are 4 productive hours. If you mismanage this, that's where you find me, I've got no time, I am busy. And we learned something from, in the workshop, we're calling him double major, because of the things that he's been able to do, the acting PS. He was saying, busy being busy, busy bees. What are you doing? The day has come 8 up to 17 hours. They are busy, busy, busy. But at the end of the day, are not even giving us, what they've been doing. So these 4 hours, we really have to pay attention from today onwards. I just want you listening to just say, you are not going to be busy being busy in your 4 productive hours of yourself. You are not going to be busy being busy in the 4 productive hours of yourself. So the other, 8 hours is to resting, so that again you can wake up and be able to do the things that you're able to, to share to the people out there. And for young people, 8 hours, you can take 2 hours every day to review the things that you did during the day, give yourself feedback, and be able to again start plan for the next day, so that you plan for your imperatives, you plan for your important things, you plan who you're going to be with and how you're going to, what time you're going to do that, and give yourself feedback at the end of the day. So you take out those 2 hours, but 2 hours plus 6 of sleeping, deep sleep, where you're awakened by the alarm. Set the alarm so that you don't wake up in between. Like for me, I have to wake up with an alarm. Otherwise, without the alarm, I'll just be sleeping nicely. And, every time that I get is just that, with everything else. So those are your 24 hours. You should be able to manage them and be sure to, to nourish all your 6 areas of life. Family and home, allocate time to it. Because when you don't pay attention to family and home, it is not going to help you. Because you are going to be happy when you come back home. It's a sad moment. So make sure that you allocate time for family and home. When people are in the class, we plot to see how how they are spending quality time with family at home. Mental and education, pay attention. What skill are you missing? The president said this 2024 is a productive year. What are you doing? Do you have the skill to make sure that you are productive? If you don't, you go and learn it. Financial and career, how are you doing with your finances? How is your career, getting by? How are we making sure that your financial career is taking you so that you can be able to nurture your family and home, and also your mental and education? Physical and health, are you really making sure that you are doing some exercise? You're feeding this one body that we live in, because we just live in this one body. If we do not pay attention to it, then it is not going to help us. Spiritual and ethical. We've just come from a very spiritual, where we were, Christmas and all those things. It means we recognize that there's a God, and there was a son of God that was born to come and take away our sins. But spiritually, if you are good with, and this is where values and principles are sitting. If we are in this spiritual and ethical, how ethical are we in our dealings? There should be things that we need to do to be able to stay spiritually correct, as Zambia is a Christian nation, and also being ethical so that you can explain whatever it is that you are asked by, when you're ethical. Social and cultural. Social is the values that we hold by ourselves, and the cultural part, the social is the networks, and the cultural part are our value system. So together, this is managing in the center here, managing your 24 hours without fail. So this is how we will be able to manage those areas of ourselves that we need to, to keep. And those ones that have been following us, we did sign an affirmation letter with the Office of the Vice President, Department of National Guidance, Values and Guidance, who have got the mandate to propagate national values and principles. And because for us, we've got the tools, and we have prepared, how we are going to do this. So if those people that are listening to us today and they don't know the pillars for the national values and the principles, this is what is driving our productivity. And for information, the pillars are democracy and constitutionalism. Number 2 is the human dignity, equity and social justice, equality and non-discrimination. Number 3 is patriotism and national unity. Number 4 is morality and ethics. Number 5 is good governance and integrity. Number 6 is sustainable development. Now, when we had the big meeting with the leaders, or with the director of the Department of Religious Affairs, we were told that we must develop these, values and principles guided by these principles, by the 6 pillars, and not leaving anyone behind. So we created national hashtags to be able to be in tandem with the 6 pillars. And because they said, we thought around how we are not going to leave anyone behind, and we developed national hashtags. And when we were speaking to, because we've engaged a lot of ministries, and and especially we wanted to really partner with, when we were presenting it to Zanis, the director was very happy, and they are thinking of how we could partner and drive this national hashtags. So we said the number 1 hashtag is One Zambia, One Nation, Tiende Pamozi. This speaks to pillar number 3, which is patriotism and national unity, and all those that are related with the One Zambia, One Nation of the First Republic will be able to relate with it, so they will be taken on board. And then we also said hashtag number 2, empowerment for all, speaks to pillar number 2, human dignity, equity, social justice, equality, and non-discrimination. So we are saying empowerment for all. If you look at the Second Republic, where there was a lot of empowerment, there was a lot of engagement with the things that happening around us, you could relate with that. When we talk about accountability brings rewards for all. Accountability will speaks to pillar number 5, good governance and integrity. And when you see the presidents as they come, I'm sure you can be able to relate to the presidents as they are coming into all these hashtags. Then we look at rule of law and constitutionalism. Rule of law, you can relate who came, which president was saying rule of law and constitutionalism. This speaks to pillar number 1 and 4, morality and ethics. Then you speak of there's enough for everyone. Speaks to pillar number 2, human dignity and equity. We want everyone to be happy. And if there's enough for everyone, no one is going to say, this is doing my work, this is doing what I'm supposed to be doing. It's just going to be those ones that we are really good with. We speak of now abundance is possible. Speaks to pillar number 8, sustainable development. And when you look at even the sustainable development goals, it speaks to abundance is possible, that we can all live in abundance if we know how to utilize the resources. So when we talk of pillar number 7, national mindset change is possible. This speaks to pillar number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And this is what the current president is talking about. He wants national mindset change. So national mindset change is possible. And because that's what the current president is speaking. So all these hashtags are speaking to someone out there, everyone not really being left behind. So in summary of the hashtags, if we can embrace these hashtags, incorporate them in the wheel of life, we will literally be living in a disciplined and proactive life as demanded by the tenets and dictates of our constitution. The curriculum that we have done with the TVETA fits in all the gap and help achieve the change for you, the institution, and finally the country and our Zambia. So let's get that vaccine so that we'll be able to undertake what it is that we want. And we really have to put activities that we must do. Like for family at home, just do one activity, eat with your, with the people on the table, with your family on the table, set the table and eat there. You must stop, if you are going to be living in a productive life, stop each one eating from the living room, eating from the bedroom, eating. Find time, it's 19 hours, 20, 30. Even if you have eaten, like for us, even if you have eaten when we had children at home, even if you have eaten, when parents arrive home, you sit on the table so that you can be asking each other, how was your day? You don't just see somebody jumping up and about, they're in a bad mood, you don't even know what's going on because you haven't even shared what it is. So that for us is one way of giving each other feedback and be able to, to manage. Same with financial and career. You'll be able to discuss, like for me, my plan A used to be fashion. Now the plan A has come to plan B because now we have moved, all our outlets. We now brought everything in Makeni because that is where we're doing the training, and the print has shifted into a factory. So we thought we could just put everything together and see how we can manage, because the passion, because they say passion one day should be able to uplift you and make you live by it. Passion is good if it's producing, if you're enjoying it. And for me, when I'm training, when I'm doing mindset change, I'm in my space and I just love to do that. So if you want simply best merchandise, the SBM thing, or online, or book for to come to the warehouse and select We have set up nice space where you can select, and also we can be able to deliver. So we must pay attention. If change has come, change, go with it and be innovative. Mentor and education, we're going to share this. I'd put continuous learning, and I put a young, I've written a book, Mindset Change is Possible. And the person that did the forward is a young boy, a go-getter, Oswald. He was 10. So if for your mentor and education, and you want to really understand that mindset change is possible, you can get a copy out of that. So this is what it is for us to be able to manage all our things and make sure that these are the areas of our expertise. So in conclusion, I just want to call for action so that you can set smarter goals. And what do we mean by smarter goals? We always know that, smart goals, that we are saying smarter goals. Smarter goals, at the end, there is ER. It just simply means that you do the smarter way of doing things by keeping your goals exciting. And it's okay to take those calculated risks. So the ER at the end is keep your goal exciting and be able to manage the risks. So that is what it is. So as we go on to achieve our smarter goals, engage in daily plan of action with imperative action steps from your plan A, important action steps from your plan B, who you are going to indicate who you are going to do that with, and what time you are going to do that, and give yourself feedback. So this is what it is. I will end here and I say thank you so much. Make your comments, your questions, and let's stand up and take action just like we do when singing the national anthem. Because once we sing the national anthem, we are all at attention and we're all engaged in what it is that we're going to do. We've got a few minutes remaining. I don't know what the anchor is saying about this.
Indeed. Thank you, Doctor, for the information that you've shared. I think you've really, it's very useful how you've broken it down, into these practical elements as well as these broader thematic areas, if I can put it like that. Because I think this mindset change journey is a very difficult subject to get our heads around, and which is why I think when there are materials that are available, like the ones that you shared today, it helps give it some structure. Some key takeaways. I have noticed that there aren't a lot of questions. But I see one from Ms. Linus Mwale, which says human nature is difficult to adapt to change, and then using the mindset change productivity will be accepted. I think this basically speaks to the amount of effort I think that goes into moving into a different path, a one that says growth, a one that says daily actions for success, as you put it. And I think this is it's a step by step that helps in moving in this direction, especially in a year that has been declared as a growth year. So it means also, even in terms of our attitudes, we have to do something that will begin to move us to that growth that we need. I think, yeah, the comments on the platform. There's a quick question to say, can you advise on how much change one can make at a go? Put in from Samuel Banda. I know and understand of too much of everything is bad. Can you advise on how much change can one make at a go? Put in the fact that we have so much things to change on. I don't know if you got that.
Yes, I got that. Change is gradual. You can't do everything at a time, but you must allocate time when you want to make that change. If it's under family and home, you know that maybe Sunday you can do something. Those days when we were actually learning, when I learned about these concepts in 1999, we learned how to balance. But nowadays, it's not even possible for you to balance. But as long as you are aware that you need to be doing certain things at a certain time, you can always make up. But you have to have a plan of action. You must be able to say, when am I going to do this? And put it down. Make those goals and say, when are you going to do this? When are you going to do that? If you say you want to say, for example, this is a growth year, you want to maybe buy a vehicle, you must say it's under, you make a goal, I want to buy a car, this color, this make in December 2024. So your car is not going to be bought if you're not going to put actions for you to be able to buy that car. What do you need? You're going to be saving every month, or maybe your business is giving, it's going to give me this kind of profit. And what if there is no profit, because you cannot eat everything? Even if your business is doing well, if it doesn't accumulate the amount of money that you need, means you can't buy it. Because if you just go and buy the car, then your business will not run. And you just don't take money from your business to buy a car. So it's something that from your plan B, from the things that you are doing that brings you value, is where you are going to do that. If you are working, make sure that you outshine yourself. If there's anything that is supposed to be done, you are the go-to person. You are the one that they are taking on trips. You are the one that is getting the 13th check. You are the one that is getting all the rewards because of your hard work from your plan A. If you neglect your plan A, all these things that you are doing is not going to materialize, because then you don't have the time, the finances to do it. This is why you have to nurture all the things. You have to be ethical. You have to go and network, because from your networks, that's where you get links that you'll be able to even maybe say, oh, I want to buy a car. Oh, me, I sell cars. I can give you terms. You start paying slowly and slowly. But if you want to do everything at one time, then change will be very challenging, and you will fail. But if you take little bits, chunks, small chunks, you'll be able to manage the change that you want. Otherwise, we've got a tool which shows you how to do that, and you'll be able to. We facilitate through the workbook, and then you start practicing in the planner for 3 months. So in the workbook, that's where you do the unlearning, relearning, and retention. This is a guide, personal appraisal, and monitoring and evaluation of the things that you're doing. Then this is the practice, and for the 3 months, every month we do the assessment and see how you're doing. We guide you. We say, what are you doing? Or this month I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. And every step of the way, we try and help the people that are on the program.
Okay. All right. Great. Because of time, maybe just one more question. The resources, the tools that in what way can our viewers have access to them? Is this are they available at an individual level, maybe an organization?
Yeah, the tools are available at individual level. You can book. Every Tuesday we start a class, which ends Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because it's a minimum. It's 3 days of the program. But for you, if people have got one plan A, say it's an institution, it's easier because their plan A is one. Then you just look at their retirement, their succession, and their personal plan of action, which are different for how to manage their plan B. So institutions, very good. If it's an institution, you connect with us. We come and give you how it works, and then you can start the program. It's very straightforward. Minimum number we do at one time is 10, because then we can break even. So minimum is 10 and maximum is 30. because it's highly intensive. So we cannot do, unless it's just introduction. If it's introduction, we can do a whole lot in a whole. But if it's really with the tools, we maximum is 30, and at the very 35. We can't go beyond that, and then then we can have them in sections of these ones. They start, once they finish, then we can go to another lot. But we can do simultaneously, because we've actually called for trainer of trainers, for people to train on the program. The people, after you have done during the training, then we find passionate people who we engage as change agents in the organization. We develop change agents. In individuals, we do develop the change agents so that you can be able to duplicate. Because if you are not duplicating anything, then it means the change is slow. We want, and it's something that you can't do online unless the reviews we do online. But the training, because we don't have the discipline, the discipline is very challenging in human beings. So we need to see how the pain of doing something is going, because this thing has got spaces which you can't even send anyone to do it for you. You cannot say, go and attend for me. No, you have to do it by yourself, and you have to duplicate with your team members, and also develop accountability partners in institutions.
All right. Thank you, Doctor. On that note, I would like to, on behalf of the ministry, thank you most sincerely for taking the time to unpack this complex subject under an hour, if I have to say. And I believe that there are many who've benefited from the insights and perspectives that you shared this morning. Again, to our viewers, this resource is available for your use so that we can enhance our activities and make full use of those 4 productive hours that we have in a day. So Dr. Mwansa, thank you so much. And to our viewers, thank you for joining us online. And I wish you a productive January, and as we have a productive growth year 2024. Thank you.
Yes. Go and get vaccinated with Mindset
We'll
Change.
take the vaccine.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. Goodbye.